Well, look at what we have here. A Stasis Hunter build. Back at it again. Actually, it wasn't even back at it again, but let's still go with it. This Stasis build relies on, of course, spamming your grenades as much as you can possibly can. Whippity-doo! The grenade that we're going to be using, it has to be dusk field. Oh my goodness, that's like the best grenade in the entire game. Besides Cold Snap, but I like dusk field better. The cooldown for the dusk field grenade is 1 minute and 31 seconds, but we can, of course, you know, increase the cooldown with the mods that we have. So this build, we're going to be using dusk field grenades and also this exotic primary that just got a rework this season, which makes it even better than last season, because last season for that weapon, it was dog water with a hint of corn. And for the exotic armor piece, it has to go on your gauntlets, and it's called Renewal Grasps. Here's why the Stasis Gauntlet makes you a frozen king that can slow enemies whenever they're inside your dusk field grenade. It's called Depths of the Dusk Field, as should I say myself. Your dusk field grenades have a much larger effect radius. Allies inside the dusk field take reduced damage, and targets inside the area deal reduced damage. Holy mackerel. When enemies are inside your dusk field, they deal 50% decreased damage, and whenever your allies are inside the grenade, they get a 25% damage resist. So it basically increases the large radius of your dusk field grenade and also gives you a damage resist. And you can also buff this thing even further with this stasis aspect, Touch of Winter. For your dusk fields, it increases the AoE size even more and creates a small stasis crystal on impact. Without the exotic gauntlet, the small stasis crystal is very, very tiny. But if you have the renewal grasps, it'll turn it into a medium crystal. So whenever you defeat slow or frozen enemies, you'll grant a stasis shard, but you will need to have this stasis aspect, which is Grim Harvest. When defeating slow or frozen combatants, it creates a stasis shard. These shards grant melee energy whenever you pick them up by either you or your teammates. So you're going to be dodging a lot, throwing your melees a lot, creating a lot of crystals, slowing a lot of goddamn ads in your path. That is like very absurd. And by far, this is like really fun for like beginning, middle, and end game as well. Not gonna lie. So you would have 5 fragments in total. Oh my goodness, that is a lot. For the class ability, of course, is Gambler's Dodge, because that's the only thing you got to use for PvE in general. And for the fragments, here's what you need. I'm gonna do this very quick, so be sure to watch and pay attention. Whisper of Fissures increases the damage of your stasis crystal whenever you destroy it or whenever you defeat a frozen target. Whisper of Shards, it would give you a grenade energy boost whenever you destroy a crystal, and if you would destroy more, it would increase your benefits. Whisper of Durance applies slow effects to targets even longer, and for the abilities that linger, the duration is also increased. Whisper of Rhyme, it would give you an overshield. Basically, you're becoming a Titan, but you're on your Hunter though. So whenever you collect Stasis Shards, it would grant you an overshield. It also stacks with the resistance that you'll get when you're inside your dusk field grenade. Last but not least, Whisper of Conduction. This is for like the convenience of you not having to worry about chasing your shards, because I am a slow, lazy type of person that would not go for shards. Instead, I will let my teammates go for them. But if I have this on, I can just like walk nearby them and they'd be like, oh, super, let me go to you. I'm like, oh, thanks, bro. Stasis shard. Ooh-wee. Let's head to the weapons. The weapon is called Wicked Implement. All right, back in the day with this weapon, it would only gradually overflow the magazine once you get stasis shards. Well, now it has another perk, but you would need to have the catalyst for it. It would give you headstone and also overflow. So you're gonna have 2 ways to produce stasis crystals, 1 from your grenade and 2 from this weapon. And the magazine is at 15, but when you proc overflow, it would bump it up to 30. And you're also not gonna be worrying about reloading this weapon because, you know, we're getting a ton of stasis shard, man. The perk for this weapon is thinning. Oh, I said that wrong. Perk for this weapon is Tithing Harvest. Whenever you destroy a stasis crystal or get a precision final blow, it would proc Creeping Attrition. Whenever you proc that, it would grant you a stasis shard and it would come to you. And whenever you collect it, it would of course refill your magazine. And you can also be able to stun either Overload or Unstoppable champions with this scout rifle because of the intrinsic trait, Creeping Attrition. Is that how you spell or say attrition right? I don't know, dude. I'm just saying it as it is. Rapidly landing precision hits causes targets to become slowed, but the more precisions you'll take or the more precisions you'll inflict, it'll eventually be frozen, which you can stun Unstoppable and Overload champions. So by having headstone on this scout rifle, it really makes this thing busted for ad clear, and also just spraying and praying, basically. For the energy slot, I chose to put forbearance because I really love to do ad clear, and who doesn't love that? You can use any other weapon you would like, but I chose to put forbearance because your boy likes to aim, shoot, and everything dies in front of me. The perks you would want to go for if you're interested is ambitious assassin and chain reaction. For the power, I chose to put a stasis rocket launcher because we're going to be having weapon surges on our boots that would buff our primary and our heavy. That's why I put a stasis rocket launcher. And the perks you would want to go for this cold comfort is envious assassin and bait and switch. And for the seasonal mods for this season, which is season 22, I put monochromatic maestro and rapid fire ranger. And the other ones aren't going to really matter because it's stasis, and for this season there really isn't any stasis mods that would help this build, so those are the two ones that would actually benefit for this build. But next season, which is season 23, season 23, there are going to be stasis stuff, so this would be good next season. For the seasonal mods, I'm just saying for the seasonal mods, but if you want to try out this build right now, it is very good and fun. And I also forgot to mention that there's another seasonal mod that would help you with your abilities when you're dealing with champions, and it's called Elemental Fury. Whenever you stun a champion, it takes bonus damage from your abilities. That's basically pretty much it, because I know you're going to be using your abilities most of the time, so that would really help. Put it in Gucci mod, put it in Gucci. Damn, I can roll my R's. I never knew I could do that. Here are the stats that you should be using for this build. You're going to use resilience, recovery, and discipline. If you cannot get 100 stats on all three, you can go for resilience and discipline. And of course, for every build that I of course make, the dim link will be in the link of the descriptiones if you want to try it out. All right, I'm going to give like a quick rundown on the mods that you'll need for this build, because usually I will just like explain each and every mod, and that's like a snooze fest. So I'm just going to like rapidly tell you what you guys need, and afterwards I'll show you guys the whole mamma jamma. Like, you can just pause it and take a screenshot of it. All right, let's get to it. The helmet, you're going to need harmonic siphon, dynamo, and hands on. For the gauntlets, you're going to want to put heavy-handed, impact induction, and bolstering detonation. For the chest, you're going to want to go for concussive dampener, solar resistance, and arc resistance. For the chest, you can change any of these mods you would like because the chest is tough. And onto the boots, you're going to put recuperation, stasis weapon surge, and innervation. And last but not least, the hunter cloak, you're going to want to put powerful attraction, reaper, and time dilation. And if you would like to see all the mods on screen, here's what it looks like right now. And if you guys just want to like pause the video and just take a little, you know, cha-ching, or like, how do you even make a sound effect for the taking a picture, like, well, there you go. Just look at it. It's right there. Or you can just check out dim. Gives you all of that, and it just takes one press of a button, but you do what you do. If you guys are new to Destiny 2 and you're curious to know how you can be able to use this build, here's how you should do it. One is, of course, chucking your grenade into the oblivion. And two, as you're doing that, be sure to shoot the crystal inside the dusk field grenade to boost your grenade recharge rate. And as soon as you're doing that, wreak havoc with your primary, and also be sure to get kills with your melee weapon. I don't know why I say melee weapon. Be sure to get kills with your melee. And as soon as you run out of that, dodge near a target to get it back, rinse and repeat. And as soon as you do that, you have your grenade already back, and you can just rinse and repeat. It's basically like a loopy-sloopy-doop. If you guys need help in Destiny, be sure to check me out on Kick. kick.com/superapt. And if you guys enjoyed this video and like me just going right into it, no BS whatsoever, be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe. We are so close to reaching 2,000 subscribers, and I'll greatly appreciate it. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments of what's your favorite grenade in Destiny 2. For me, by far, it has to be the healing grenade, because that is like the best grenade in endgame content. That's pretty much why. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Here are two videos that I think you might be interested in watching any of these two videos. One on the left, one on the right. It's a 50-50 chance you could choose either or. Damn, I should be a rapper. Oh my goodness. Damn! My rapper name should be like Super Soda Pop. Nah, that's kind of dumb. All right, I'll shut up.